Alright, time now is 11:39 on November 24th. It is a Thursday and it is Thanksgiving. Yay. So, yeah, I just woke up. I went to bed at 4 a.m. and I didn't immediately fall asleep. Fuck. Um, yeah, I ran out of time. I didn't do any anthropology homework. I didn't do anything regarding my uni app, but I did try to sound edit my short film a little bit, and it did not work. Like, I have no idea how to edit the sound of my short film. It's unsalvageable, basically. I watched like half of an episode of A House of the Dragon, and then that's it. I had to go to bed, and then it's 4 a.m. already. So fuck. Um, yeah, and then I slept from 4 a.m. to 10:30. I was so sleepy. I had to go back to sleep. So I went back to sleep until 11:30, which flew by. And then here I am right now. And there have been some interesting things. So Thomas texted me. Thomas texted me, "Hey, what are you doing today? Do you want to hang out or something?" Wow, holy shit. Wow, that is so sad. So I feel like Thomas is sort of in a situation similar to mine. Um, you know, he's got no friends and he doesn't have anyone to hang out with for Thanksgiving. Um, except I'm not gonna hang out with him because I decided to hang out with Potter. And even if I hang out with Thomas for dinner, I don't want to. Okay, Thomas, I don't like him no more. Besides, Thomas already probably celebrated Thanksgiving before, back in Massachusetts, before he came to LA. So, you know what, who cares? But, yeah, today I'm going to hang out with Potter, have lunch with him, maybe hang out a little bit afterwards. I don't know, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna have a big extravagant dinner or anything like that, even though it's my first Thanksgiving ever. Um, but I do want to hang out with Potter because I feel like there are things that I want to tell him and talk to him with, consult him. Um, I feel like only Potter will understand. Yeah, and after I woke up at 10:30, I thought, okay, Potter hasn't really DM'd me on Instagram or anything, so I went back to sleep. But actually, Potter had. I just didn't see the notification. Potter told me to meet up at 12. He asked me, hey, is 12 okay? Well, I didn't see that, and now it's like 12 already. So I said, well, if we meet up, let's meet up at 12:30 or something. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Pepper already has friends to hang out with, blah 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 blah. So yeah. Well, I hope Pepper has fun. But yeah, I want to consult with Potter many things actually, like mainly about uh people and Pepper, really. I don't know. I feel like for the past couple of months, I just it's been full of tiny ups and downs regarding Pepper. Like I think she doesn't like me as much, and then I think it's great that we're like hanging out so much, and then I think it's not great again. Like last night and this morning, when I think about Pepper, I'm not excited or anything. It's almost like I'm kind of bored by her, and that's bad. I don't want to be bored by someone. So yeah, it's not good. It's not in a very good situation. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm also gonna do one movie review before I leave. Hopefully, if I have time. Yeah.我唔係影相，我拍片。
似都冇得揀，都應該要拍呢度啊！記住佢先。OK， 掂，好啊。
孩子的话，那妈逼还找理由不跟妈跑回去不吗？
他现在已经推了出来，你不要他，他不讲气了吗？为什么这方面的事啊？
Well. I'm celebrating Thanksgiving, all right.
Okay. Parking, because they don't have parking lot at the building. There's bread we should put in a Ziploc bag. He's so funny. He's like unlike any other cat I've ever known.
All right, time now is 11:30 p.m. I just came back home like 10 minutes ago. Holy shit, what a day. I wouldn't say today's like an epic, amazing day or anything, but it is, unexpectedly wholesome. So I've always wanted to experience the Thanksgiving, not always, but like when I realized that, oh, Thanksgiving is coming up, I've always thought to myself, you know what, I want to experience. I feel like I've experienced it today, and even though it's not grand, it's not a huge scale of Thanksgiving, and I'm not having it with my best friends ever. It's still, you know, it is an experience indeed. So, let's talk about what happened today. So today I just filmed a movie review, and then quickly, Potter's here, so I quickly went out at around 12:30, and Potter's there. Potter's car is right outside of my apartment. The street, just turn the corner. And I thought he's gonna be with other people, because I thought this photo shoot thing is with like his classmates, but apparently, of course, it's not. It's like it's himself and a camera, and he's just going around to take photos. And I'm like, oh well, and he's like, do you want to take your camera? And I'm like, yeah. So I went back to my apartment, grabbed my camera, went to his car, and then it's awesome, you know? And he's like, where do you want to go and eat? And I'm like, I don't know. And he said, well, do you want to eat Chinese food? there's a restaurant called Moon House, and it's a little expensive, but it's good. And I'm like, it didn't occur to me that today's Thanksgiving at that moment. And then he said, well, we can just eat like a bowl of ramen nearby. And I'm like, well, Chinese food is fine. And then he's like, yeah, today's Thanksgiving, we shouldn't eat, I thought you would want to, go out and celebrate a little and eat a little, good food. And I'm like, oh yeah. So we decided to go to the Moon House Chinese restaurant. And I ordered sweet and sour pork. He ordered an eggplant dish, and then 2 bowls of white rice. Boom, that's it. And it's actually not even that expensive. Both of us combined is like $30 minus the tips. We paid 20% tips at the end because it's good food and I'm happy. So I ended up we split pay, and I ended up paying $19, which is totally fine. And we didn't even finish. We got leftover. We put it in the box, and he drove me back home to put it back into my fridge. And then a little bit later, we decided to go out to Chinatown. Okay, so when we were eating at the Chinese restaurant, okay, first of all, I've never been there, but apparently Potter has been there, so Potter knows what to order. And then that's when the talking started. So I told Potter, another reason why I wanted to like hang out with you today is because I feel like our conversation hasn't ended when we last hung out, in JT's place, in JT's room. Because there are certain things I want to say, I can't say in front of the 2 girls. And Potter's like interested. He's like, okay, good, tell me, go ahead. And I started like explaining to them. And I don't want to say it out loud because I have thoughts that I can't even say it here. And that's when you know it's for real, okay? But it's regarding people. And I'm not going to talk much. I'm going to try to be as vague as possible. But essentially, I talked about my experience with people, including Pepper, and how I'm in a bit of a struggle. I'm in a struggle with myself because I don't really know how I myself feel. I don't know myself well enough, and I don't know her well enough. Anyways, we talked, and he didn't give much of an advice because while Potter understands me, Potter is ultimately in a different situation from me. So this is what Potter told me. He said he doesn't really care about romantic relationships anymore. He wants a relationship. He wants a girl in his life, but not as a girlfriend, but simply as someone whom he can really, really depend on. He's someone who he can talk to and depend on, and that's it. But it wouldn't be an official boyfriend-girlfriend thing. And that's kind of because Potter's sick of it. So Potter has dated, I think, twice or thrice, I think. And I told Potter that I don't understand myself, and I don't know if I'm able to even love people anymore. Because again, I have feelings for Mary, and I talked about Mary a lot today. I have feelings for Mary, and my feelings for Mary is unmatched, and it's so powerful, and I don't think I'll ever be able to feel the same feelings for any other people anymore after Mary. And it's either because I'll never love anymore, like the pandemic ruined my brain and like I just became a romantic, or maybe it's because that isn't even love. That's just me being childish. Potter didn't say much to that. But Potter did say, oh yeah, I understand, Like when Potter dated those 2 girls, like Potter, like after maybe a week or a month of dating with those girls, Potter asked himself, hold on, do I even truly love them? And because Potter didn't even give much thought before he started dating those girls, So it's sort of, he sort of understands me. You know, I'm questioning the realness of true love. Like, is it even like for real? So yeah, anyways, that's that. And but yeah, our conversation sort of ended there. He drove me back home to put down my Chinese food in the fridge. I can eat them tomorrow with rice. Holy shit, I'm awesome. I don't need to really like care about food all that much tomorrow, because I just have so much. It's amazing. But yeah. I need to collect my thoughts. I'm so sleepy. After that, we went to downtown LA. So he was asking me, where do you want to go to take photos? And I'm like, I don't know LA that well. And then I said, well, actually downtown's a pretty cool place, because downtown's kind of fucked up. So it's cool because it's fucked up. And then he's like, well, how about the airport, you know, like the KFC area, you know, the nostalgia. That's the first time we met. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool place too. So at the end, we decided to go to downtown first and then the airport. Except we never went to the airport, because by the time we got out to downtown, it was like 2 p.m.-ish already. And, you know, if we take a bunch of photos and then go to airport, it's too late. It's going to turn dark. But yeah, we went to downtown, and it took us a while to find parking. We finally found a spot, and then we just walked around and took photos. I and my Sony a7 III with my 1635 lens, and him and his Canon R6 with the APS-C mode 18 to 55 lens, f3.5 to 5 point something. And then we just took a bunch of photos together, and it was a lot of fun. We just like, oh, take a picture of that, take a picture of this, and we walked through a park, and it was awesome. It was really relaxing too. I had a bit of a stomachache actually at that point, but not enough to really distract me. But yeah, we just walked for the most part, and we're just like, man, downtown is a very special place, because like 30% of the people in downtown are fucking insane. Like homeless people who's like mumbling to themselves, crazy people yelling on the streets, some thugs and gangsters, people in weird shirts and outfits just walking around with a strange look in a strange way. Just downtown is full of weird people, honestly. So it was, you know, it was a good place, and there are a lot of interesting architecture as well, a lot of broken places, like trash and stuff. We went to Pershing Square, and then we walked back, so that's really cool. And then Potter's like, oh yeah, I asked Potter, you're gonna have Thanksgiving dinner tonight at your host family place, right? And he's like, yeah. And he told me, JT, originally the plan is that JT's gonna stay behind for dinner. JT's gonna go back to that place for dinner, and yay, you know. But apparently JT won't come back. So, or at least at that moment, I thought JT wouldn't come back. So Potter actually called the host and asked her, oh, can Enoch join us? And the host was like, oh, sure, he can come. So that's great. Like, I was even a little worried that I can't go, which is totally fine. I'm not taking it for granted. If I go home, I have food. Honestly, I got food. I can cook it myself. It's fine. Like, today, I'm already happy enough. But the host was like, no, sure, of course he can come. So that's great. And then the host told Potter to buy 3 pears and some dry yeast. And so Potter's like, okay. And because today's Thanksgiving, we went to Ralph's and it's closed. And then we drove all the way. We went to a Ralph's in Culver City and it's closed. And then we went to like a Vons and it's closed. And then we went to a Trader Joe's and it's also closed. And we went to another Ralph's and it's open. And we went in and we bought 3 pears. And apparently the host doesn't need dry yeast anymore. We walked back to the car, and then Potter drove me. So Potter's driving. I've never sat in a car with Potter driving before. Apparently, Potter started driving in late August. Like, he did the driver's license in over the summer and started driving in late August. So today it was sort of crazy, like especially on the highway where cars are like swooping by everywhere, and then downtown. The traffic in downtown is fucking insane. There was a moment when we were leaving the parking lot in downtown. He turned the car right and right again. Turns out the entire fucking road is a one-way lane. Like, all the cars are going the opposite way. So we were literally driving the opposite fucking way. And Potter's like, shit, shit, shit. And then we drive back into the parking lot and then back out again. It's horrifying. We could have died. There was even a moment, like, outside of my apartment where, like, Potter almost turned to a highway, and it's a one-way highway, and the cars are, like, storming down, and he's like, oh, fuck. So, yeah, that was the thing. But, yeah, we went to the host family, Potter's host family, Potter and JT's host family. It's my second time going there, and it's awesome. It's comfy, it's homey. I'm glad, I'm chilling. We spent about an hour going through the photos Potter took yesterday. Potter went to Chinatown yesterday. So when Potter asked me, oh, where are some of the good spots for photo taking? And honestly, my first thought was Chinatown, because I filmed my short film there and it's beautiful. And Potter's like, oh, by the way, I went to Chinatown yesterday. Okay. But yeah, after that we had the dinner, and it is quite fantastic. Honestly, like, it's nothing like my mom would cook. Obviously, because this is a real, true American dinner. But that's exactly the point. Like, there's something different about every food item. Like, even fried beans with garlic, my mom cooked it multiple times. Many times, thousands of times. But this is different. The taste, the texture of the bean, the garlic, the everything is different. And then we have turkey with gravy and cranberry sauce. I think that was cranberry sauce, or it looks like pomegranate, but I think it's cranberry sauce. But yeah, turkey, gravy. It's not even a whole turkey. It's just a small chunk of turkey breast, and we didn't even finish it. And then that's with smashed potatoes. They're smashed sweet potatoes. There's a salad. There's a pear salad with more cranberries in it, which is actually really refreshing. There is stuffing, which is like pieces of bread smashed with soft celery, and maybe there's some mushrooms inside. I've never tasted anything like it before. And then there's bread. She baked the bread herself, and she was like, oh, it's kind of gooey, but it's honestly kind of fun. It's soft bread rolls with butter. I ate it with my hands, and with champagne. So I drank quite a bit of champagne today, actually. And Potter was even like, have you even drank alcohol before? And I'm like, yeah, because I don't think he had ever seen me drinking alcohol. And I guess he thought I'm the kind of person who would never even try alcohol, but I truly have drunk alcohol before, and honestly, it's fine. Like, I drank 2 glasses of champagne, and it's fine. I would prefer champagne over red wine or white wine. Honestly, it's a lot sweeter and more accessible, you know. So we had the meal, and we got full very fast, and then we took a break for about 40 something minutes, maybe half an hour. I don't even know, maybe an hour. We just played games. We just played a game called Catchphrase, where it's a little device. You press a button, and it shows a word, like a word, a phrase, or something. And you know the word, and you need to make other people guess. It's sort of like charades, but you can talk. You just can't say the word itself. So we played it a little bit, and it was kind of awkward because Potter wanted to be respectful, so Potter only spoke English with me at that moment. But it was fun. I had fun. It was a dumb little game, but it was kind of fun. And I got to flex my English skills. But that's kind of lame, too. I don't want to flex too hard. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then afterwards, we had the cake. We had the coconut pina colada cake, a slice of it, and I was already super full. And then afterwards, I helped clean up the table a little bit, put the leftover. So out of all the dinner, I think me, Potter, and the host, and also the host's son, but he never showed up. He was in his room the whole time, which is really fucking sad. Like, it's Thanksgiving night and he's staying in his room the whole night, just having a phone call with his friends or whatever. I think we all only ate about 30% of the food. About 30-40%. So there's still a lot left over. So I helped out, putting the leftover food in boxes. And then I played around with cats a little bit. And then at around 11, Potter drove me back home. And that's it. And it's a good day. So yeah, yesterday when I DM'd Potter asking him what are you doing tomorrow, it was sort of like a last minute resort. Like, fuck, I got no one to hang out with. Just, I don't know what the fuck should I do. But that was an amazing decision. Like, this is if it was back in secondary school, like if it was back in Form 5 or Form 6, I would just not do anything. I wouldn't DM anyone. I would just sit on my seat in my bedroom and just wait and just cry and just be sad. But that's not what I did. I went out today and it's fucking amazing because I got to have a good Chinese lunch. I got to have a free dinner and it's good because it's with people and I got to chat with Potter. Yeah, and I really trauma dumped on Potter. I'm not really trauma dumped, just dumped. I just dumped a lot of my inner thoughts and feelings to Potter. Especially about what, between me and Pepper. I told Potter about Connor, the Macanese guy. And he's like, oh, I don't know who he is. And I started explaining, and I was so good at telling stories. I was really good at storytelling. So I was like, oh, one Wednesday, I was going to go home and, after class, and I was going to go with Pepper. We're really, close at that point. But then suddenly Pepper's like, oh, I'm not going to go home with you today. And I'm like, what? Turns out she's going to study with Connor. And then I explained how the whole thing went down. I didn't mention how I went back and check on them. But I think Potter already really understand how I feel at that moment. And, yeah. And then, at that point, it does feel like I'm implying one thing, but then I rebutted myself. I counter-argued with myself, saying, but actually though, okay, when I and Pepper went to Castaic together, it was sort of like an adventure, and it was such an awesome moment of closeness. We took an Uber ride to God knows where, and it was so cold, and we were both shivering, and we walked to Jack in the Box and Starbucks, and it was such an awesome experience. But then there's nothing crazy about going to somewhere far away with a girl and then eating food with them and then having fun with them. I did that with Miriam before I left to Lantau Island. It's not that crazy or anything. So that's the rebuttal. Okay, so maybe it's it's not that crazy, Maybe it's not that crazy. Friends do it all the time. So it was one rebuttal after another, just conflicting feelings. And again, Potter didn't insert too much advice. But what Potter is doing right now is he would keep a distance. He would just keep a distance between himself and the girls around him. Potter also complained about JT a lot today. So JT's a mess. The way JT refuses to do chores and take out the trash and clean up. And JT always changes her plans. Sometimes she's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll stay behind. I'll go back home for dinner. And then JT doesn't. And she does that all the time. But then when JT stays at the house, JT eats a lot of food. And today I can even tell the host doesn't like JT as much. But she's really nice. Yeah, I got to hold the cat today. And after a few seconds, I told Potter to take a picture of me. After a few seconds, the cat was struggling because she really wanted to get down. But yeah, it was awesome. But I think the highlight of today is after taking a bunch of photos in downtown, I and Potter walked back to the parking lot, to the car park. And then at that point, I didn't want to take photos anymore. I just want to talk, right? That's the whole point. So I talked about my feelings for Mary and how strong it was. And I talked about how, if Mary's within 50 feet away from me, like I will feel intense. And then like Mary is like, she's full of rumors. Like my idea of her is built with rumors. Like she's a nice person, she's a mean person, she's a very obedient person, she's really rebellious, and she's so vague. Like her existence is so vague. And then after Potter heard me talk, he's like nodding. He's like, man, you're good. You're good. Like, man, like, because Potter knows a lot of people who's like, oh, I like her because she has big boobs. But no, I like her for a very freaking deep reason. Like if I like Mary for her looks, then I would have forgotten about her in 3 months. But no, I stayed liking her for 4 years because it cuts so deeper than that. It was her existence. It's the very idea that she exists. And then I talk about how like mysterious and dreamy Mary is. Like sometimes, Mary appears and then disappears. Like how I would wake up every morning. I want to go to school simply because I want to see Mary, and the fact that I can see her already makes me really happy. And when Potter heard me talking about this, Potter was like smiling and like, man, like wow. This sort of self-struggle, this sort of desire is actually very dreamy and euphoric. But I told Potter how sometimes Mary just appears and disappears. Like how, the boys would be, playing volleyball and I would see Mary on the other side of the court, or at least beside me, like somewhere out there. And I would look away and look back and she's gone. And I would look around the whole school and she's not even here. And there's something so magical about her, there's something so mysterious and magical and fantastical about her that's just so goddamn amazing. And Potter told me how he had a dream last night or yesterday or a couple nights ago where he went back to secondary school, like one of my dreams, except the secondary school wasn't a boys' school because Potter went to a boys' school for secondary school and primary school as well. But Potter imagined that he was in a boys and girls school, where there are students of both boys and girls. And it was amazing. Like Potter was like smiling and there was sort of a warmth to it, not because Potter's surrounded by hot chicks or whatever, but because there's a certain like joy to it, So when Potter heard me describe Mary, Potter's like, damn, you're good. Damn, you're good. Like, you're good as in probably you're good at storytelling, but also you're good as in you're good for having these thoughts. These thoughts of love, like your understanding of what love is cuts so deep. And it's the opposite with Pepper because it's a different environment here. So I'm not going to understand Pepper through rumors because there are barely any rumors about Pepper. And people don't gossip as much. And because I'm close with Pepper, if there's something about Pepper that I want to know more of, I can just ask her. But back then I can't ask Mary because then I would be a creep. But I have every reason to ask Pepper. But my condition with Pepper is like already 100% different from my condition with Mary. And then just yeah, I don't know. Like I don't have the same feeling for Pepper as I do for Mary, like that desire. Like Potter even asked me, so do you have any expectations? Like when I talked to Potter about this, Potter was even like, I for a moment I was like, oh my god, I'm actually telling this to someone. I don't even talk about it here. But yeah, essentially there's that. And then at the end, I said, well, I hope us four, we could hang out more. And Potter's like, for sure, it's definitely going to happen, especially given that I have a car now. So yeah, that's that. I'm so full. It's a really good day. It's a heartwarming day, you know, even though I don't get to like go crazy, hang out with Pepper and hang out with whoever, but I get to have a good deep talk with Potter. And Potter even said, like, speaking of deep talk, I told Potter that I can't deep talk like very hard with Pepper. I can do that with Natalie. I can do that with people like Zara and Miriam, okay? And I can do that with Potter. And Potter is probably the only one I can do a really personal deep talk with. And maybe I can do with Pepper, but not as deep, you know. Pepper doesn't go as deep. And Potter was like, well, how about like, I don't know, other girls, like Western girls, like guaimui, you know, Western girls, like white girls, black girls, just non-Asians, you know. You know, why don't you try to chat with them, you know, socialize with them? And I said I tried, but they just can't deep talk. There's just something about them. Maybe it's American culture. Maybe it's just simply a cultural difference between me and them. But something's just, they just can't deep talk. And I would love someone who I can have a deep talk with. And Potter was like, yeah, man, I really want to find a girl who I can deep talk with. Like Potter said, if he can find a white girl who's able to deep talk with him, he's going to be like, damn, I have to try her out. But it's too rare. Girls like that, it's just too rare. So I don't know. I really don't know. So right now, my idea is really just to wait it out. I'm even a little bit fed up of Pepper, which is weird. I've never been fed up of Mary. For all my life, I've always wanted more of her. But for once today, I'm actually a little bit fed up by her. Not really fed up as in, I don't want to see Pepper anymore, but it's just bland. Like, if I see Pepper, I'm just going to say these few things, I'm just going to act this way, and Pepper's going to say these things to me and act this way, and it's not interesting to me anymore, you know, it's just bland. So yeah, but yeah, I realized how knowledgeable I am today. Like when we were playing the game catchphrase, and the host was like, oh, so, you know, there's a British guy, but he's one of the judges in America's Got Talent. I was like, Simon Cowell. And Potter's just impressed, like, how do you even know that? And then a little bit later, we played the game again, and Potter's like, Rosetta Stone, what is that? And I explained, oh, Rosetta Stone is sort of like a stone where archaeologists dug up in like the Middle East or something, and it contains a bunch of ancient scripts. And he's like, how do you even know this sort of stuff? And then the next thing is Foo Fighters, and he's like, I don't know what's Foo Fighters. And I explained, oh, it's a band. Oh, it's also a character in JoJo. And he's like, what, really? So yeah, it's just, I know a lot of shit. It's amazing. But yeah, you know, that's that. Got to have a good Thanksgiving. I even think that my Thanksgiving experience is even more Thanksgiving than Pepper or JT's experience. JT's hang out with her Thai team. The Thai boy and all the other Thai people are hanging out with them, except for Pepper's other Thai friend who went to Big Bear Lake with Pepper with a Taiwanese girl and another girl who came from Santa Barbara, whom Pepper met yesterday. I believe it's the same girl. I don't know, but Pepper and 3 other girls went to Big Bear Lake today to play with snow or something. I don't even know where that fucking lake is. But yeah, it's a good talk with Potter. It's good to know that Potter's someone that I can truly trust, and he's almost like a therapist. Like I can, like if I have any like real deep fucking issues, I can just talk to Potter about it, and it's fucking fine, you know. So yeah, there's that. Goddamn. So I really want to sleep tonight. Sleep as early as possible. I don't even know if I have time to watch like the movie or whatnot. Alright, time now is 1 a.m. Yeah, on a side note, I want to say today I actually spoke to Cliff, Leslie, and Pepper a little bit about going to the Academy Museum to watch The Last Emperor. Yeah, they all agreed to do it, and it's gonna be awesome. And Cliff wanted to go see the Academy Museum And then I asked Leslie if she wants to join as well for that, and he's like, sure. So that's that. Yeah. All right. Time now is 1:33 p.m. on November 25th. Yeah, I slept from 3:40 a.m. to 1 p.m., which is really awesome. Really great sleep. Really replenished a lot of my energy. My acne is getting really worse. It just doesn't seem to stop. Like ever since round two, my face has just been absolutely fucked. I don't think my face has been this fucked since the beginning of time. So yeah, hopefully this blows over. By the time I arrive to Japan, I want to have a very clean face, no mustache, and I want to have good hair. That's all I ask for. But yeah, I'm in my pajamas right now because I'm going to do some push-ups and sit-ups on my bed. Yes, I will resume the exercises. Yeah, so today I have nothing to do, really, which is great because I really need to catch up on everything. The uni app stuff, my short film, the anthropology homework. I really need to speed run that shit. I have an ethnographic report to hand in 3 fucking days later. Yay. Or at least a rough draft of that. But there's a chance that Potter may pick me up today again and take more photos during sunset-ish to take photos around the airport or LAX. If that happens, it's great. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. And I'm probably going to go to Ralph's tomorrow. So yeah, that's it. I don't know. I've been thinking of Pepper. Now that I've told Potter a lot about my thoughts and feelings, it's a risk because next time me, Potter, Pepper, and JT hang out together, it's going to have deeper implications. Like, Potter is going to see me interact with Pepper, and it's going to have more implications. And I'm going to see Potter and JT hang out, and I'm also going to see more implications. Because, according to Potter, JT is beginning to be dependent on Potter sometimes. Like, like Potter would tell JT, like, oh, I met a girl today at my class, And JT would be like, oh, is she pretty? And Potter's like, yeah. And Potter would show JT her Instagram account, and JT would be like, wow, she's prettier than me? That's unfair. Almost as if JT's acting like she's Potter's girlfriend. Though what I think is really happening is that JT just doesn't think before she speaks. Whatever comes to her mind, she just spit it out. And she's almost saying all this in a joking way. And this is not the only instance where JT acts all girlfriendy in front of Potter. But then Potter is beginning to find JT more and more annoying because of how messy and lazy JT is. Goddamn, my residual cough. The teacher from the church also got COVID. RIP. But, yeah, yeah. So there's that. So I'm going to see implications of things. But after yesterday's conversation with Potter, which is amazing, great, by the way. If I and Pepper end up, being closer somehow, then it just makes the whole situation super freaking ironic. So I think the best course of action is really to wait. It's really to wait and see if my thoughts and feelings change or her thoughts and feelings change. There's a moment yesterday in downtown when I and Potter were taking photos when Potter even pretended to be Potter impersonated Pepper and pretended to confess to me, to which I laughed my ass off because the idea of someone loving me or liking me is just so absurd. Like, I'm laughing my ass off now, but honestly, as of now, it's less impossible. But back in secondary school, if you tell me that someone like loves me, I would laugh at the idea so hard because it's just so out of the world. Nobody loves me in this world, okay? Nobody loves me, nobody sees anything good in me, nobody cares about me. Um but yeah, in any case, I'll be seeing Pepper this Sunday again, hopefully, to watch The Last Emperor, and it's gonna be awesome. And hopefully we run into John L or something. Also, John L really is gay, which makes him my second LGBTQ friend. Yeah, because John L wrote one of the Letterboxd reviews, except it wasn't written by him. At the very end of the review, it was like written by a guest reviewer, aka my boyfriend. So that's that. And I kind of already figured out that he's gay after, he showed, his favorite film of all time is like Weekend, which is sort of a romance film in the mid 2010s. And then his stories are also like two guys missing each other, which is really, beautiful actually. So yeah, so that's that. And then that's that. I don't think Pepper pays as much mind as I am to her as she is to me. Like, I don't think Pepper thinks, oh, Enoch must be thinking this right now. Enoch must be, thinking this of me right now. I don't think she really cares. I think I'm the one who's caring so much because I'm the one who overthinks. But that's great though. According to Potter, it's good to overthink, especially if you're an artist. And I agree. I think the fact that I think and overthink and overcomplicate everything makes me a good candidate to be a good director. It's a director's good quality. So there's that. But yeah, I'm gonna resume with the exercises. I'm gonna go to Ralph's tomorrow. On Sunday, it's church, and then The Last Emperor, and then it's whatever. And then hopefully I get to help out with Film 33 a little bit. Hopefully the Indian professor sends me an email or something. If not, that's okay. Yeah. And then of course I have to really speed run my uni app stuff because the deadline is literally 5 days later. So I'm going to have to speed run that. Another huge thing I forgot to mention is actually JT dated someone at some point here in LA. So apparently JT got a boyfriend at some point in time, and JT wore really fancy, nice clothes. And then when the boyfriend showed up, he was in plain shirt and sandals, and JT was a little pissed. So JT told Potter that she's disappointed that the boyfriend is not dressing up for her, and of course Potter disagrees. Potter said, well, you can't reinforce your rules and your standards on another person. That other person has their own mind as well. You can't expect them to dress up really nice for you, and if he doesn't, then he's gotta like not love you or something. That's not how it works. So Potter actually scolded JT for having this sort of attitude. So yeah. So I guess in a sense you could say that out of the 4 Hong Kongers, JT is the first one to outpool. Even though I wouldn't even call it true love, I would just call it, haha, let's just date whatever kind of love. It's totally not what I want. Like, I remember me and Miriam going to Lantau Island before I left Hong Kong, and we were like, we need to take our first love really, really fucking seriously. Second date, third date, I can take it less seriously, but the first date needs to be really serious. If I can't find the right one, don't do it. don't fucking do it, because this is for real. This is really important. Make sure you really, 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 really love that person. So, you know, I'm taking it really serious right now.
OK 喎，而家咁樣。
Alright, time now is 7:37 p.m. I came home about half an hour ago, and yeah, I just edited an album review. I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna quickly cook myself some dinner now. Yeah, I don't know. I did go out with Potter today. So today at around I'd say 3:40 p.m. ish, Potter picked me up and we drove to the LAX, somewhere around there, and we took a bunch of photos there. The sunset was really nice. It got cold pretty fast. Yeah, it was nice. It was really relaxing. We didn't talk much. It was mostly small talk. But it was nice, you know, it was really nice. We took a bunch of photos at the side of the airport, and then a cop came out of nowhere, like a cop in a car, and it was an East Asian ethnically cop, you know, and he was like, "Oh, you can get better shots on the other side of the airport." So we're like, "Okay, thank you." And then we went back to the car and we drove to another spot, and we realized that we're too far away, and then we drove to another spot near the police station of the airport. And we were just trying to find a parking spot, and we spent like 20 minutes trying to find parking, and yeah, by the time we finished finding the parking spot, the sun is completely gone already, and we didn't take many great photos either. But he did play around with my camera a little bit. I played around with his camera a little bit. Again, his camera wasn't really his. It's borrowed from school, and it's a Canon RX, and he has two lenses today. He has the usual 18 to 55 lens, and then he brought with him a 70 to 300 lens. These are crazy focal length ranges, but then you have to realize that this lens is sort of like an APS-C lens. So of course APS-C lenses have crazier focal ranges. Mine is a full frame. I do have to admit, even though it's fun using his camera, my camera's still fucking better. Like the picture profile and the fact that I can like change the scenes. I mean, his Canon also has like scenes and stuff, but like mine is just cooler, you know. He used mine and he's like, wow, it's like a video game. But so yeah, you know, my Sony A7 III really is like a huge deal. Though I did find out today that if I shoot in RAW, I can't do clear image zoom. So yeah, which is sad. But yeah, and it's quite limited. His 70 to 300 lens is really crazy, especially at 300. It's so like, far ahead and compressed. So I wish I could have like a long lens, like an all-in-one lens at some point in the future. That would be amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. And then he drove me back home, and again, LA traffic is like crazy. There was a spot near the airport, like there's Sepulveda Boulevard, and there's a turn, and there's like a pothole on the ground. And because he's driving a different car this time, yesterday I forgot what car he drove yesterday, but today he drove a very nice BMW, because that's his host's son's car. And because it's a faster and nicer car, and it goes lower, then when it hit the pothole, it's actually even more dramatic. So the whole car literally like shook. And then when he drove me back home, it was such a mess, so he kept on going at the wrong turn, missing a turn, and then we went to I-10, and then we went to 405 again. It's a whole mess. But yeah, I came back. Here I am. So yeah, that's quite nice. But yeah, I also spoke to Potter and spoke to John L. a little bit about what I want to do with my PIQ because I'm really stuck in a corner. And Potter told me, hey, you could write about how, you have this confusion because you're in LA, then how do you serve Hong Kong in LA, you know? And so yeah, I could write about that. And John L. just told me to bullshit my way through it. But yeah, I really need to finish the PIQ today and send it to Mom. And the thing is, it's awkward because it's gonna get political and my mom's gonna be like a little upset because of it. But all for a greater good, you know. I also had the issue of church. So the teacher who drives me to church usually every Sunday, he got sick with COVID. So he asked me how am I doing on the main church WhatsApp group, and I said I recovered 2 days ago. And then he told me he can't drive me to church. And so that sort of means I don't even need to go to church this Sunday as well. Hip hip hooray. But the thing is, I want to get rid of church. But then I still rely on them on so many things. Like I still I want to have lunch outside on Sunday sometimes. I want to have haircuts if I have to move, like they would help me. But damn, I want to get rid of this church. And Potter's like, wow, yeah, it's really like taking your freedom away. And Potter told me that, oh, actually, if I want to have a haircut, because Potter has a car now, it's not Potter's car, but Potter can drive now. I can actually just ask Potter to drive me to the haircut place in Monterey Park. It's not that far away. I mean, yeah, it's far away, but it's like, it's fine, you know? And that's totally fucking true. Holy shit. So, yeah, I don't really need my church's help. If I know someone who drives a car, yeah, that's good. That's progress, you know? I knew at some point, ever since I started like going to the Pico church and then the Chinatown church in January, I knew at some point I have to like escape them. I want to be completely free of going to church. I want to just live my own life completely by myself. So yeah, that's that. Not much else. I really want to finish doing my short film. I got anthropology homework. I hope I can finish them all. I hope I finish a movie and 2 episodes of House of the Dragon tonight. And I'll open the boxes that Amazon gave me. And then if I have time, I'll check the American Express prices stuff because it's getting wonky. Yeah. Mushrooms. Alright, this is my food. We got sweet and sour pork from yesterday, which is awesome. Eggplants from yesterday, which is also awesome. And a whole fucking plate of cabbage, mushrooms, and a little bit of beef. And a bowl of rice. Big bowl. This is amazing. Cheers. Alright, it's 9:50 p.m. I'm just gonna wrap it up. That is a huge dinner. Wow, had a good meal. I just wanna know what the fuck's happening to my face. Like my acne is just getting really bad. Like this is like 3 pimples at once. And it's turning into one large pimple. Like it's fucked. I don't know why. Am I using the wrong shower gel? Am I not moisturizing my face enough? I don't know, but I'm gonna moisturize my face. I'm gonna try to moisturize my face every time I leave the apartment because the outside world is a lot of dust. I'm gonna try to put moisturizing cream right before I sleep every time. And every time I wash my face, I'm gonna put cream on it as I just have. Hopefully this thing disappears. And yeah, I look so clean. My face looks so clean in round one. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like actually, I look so fucking clean back in 2021 and 2020. I don't know what's going on with me now. Like I feel like maybe I'm going through puberty now finally. With with me like having an urge to be rebellious and like I'm trying to eat more food now. Like I'm finally going through puberty. Puberty part 2 perhaps. I don't know, but yeah. All right, time now is 1:35 p.m. on November 26th. Yeah, so it's been 11 months since my new life had started. Um, yeah, so that's that. Actually, it's yesterday. But anyways, today is I slept from 3:30 to like 1 p.m. I woke up several times in the middle. I woke up once around like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and then I went back to sleep and then but yeah, I slept plentifully, almost in a guilty way. I wish I would have woken up a little earlier because I have a lot to do. I cannot afford this much time to sleep. But yeah, last night I was a bit productive last night, a tiny bit productive. I did a little anthropology homework, but just a little bit. It's not enough. And then I did finish writing my PIQ 6, which is very difficult and awkward because it's political and it's very yellow. It's a very politically yellow essay, and my mom's not gonna like it, unfortunately. But I have to write it that way because it's truly my political stance. Um, and yeah, that's it. I watched half an episode of House of the Dragon, not Game of Thrones. And then that's it. I had to go to bed. Um, Hopefully today I get to have more time to do more stuff. So today's a Saturday and I have nothing to do. I have nowhere to go. I am probably going to go to Ralph's to buy food. I'm gonna revolutionize my cooking and I need to buy new stuff. So I want to buy protein powder. My chest is sore right now, which is amazing. Great news. And it's not just my middle chest, it's my upper chest, which means the prowler push-ups I did yesterday morning actually fucking worked. That's amazing. Okay, that's amazing. So I'm gonna do more of that. I'm gonna do more of those workout routinely. It's actually working. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it for today. Hopefully today is a day of rest. Hopefully nothing happens. Uh, and tomorrow I probably won't go to church again. Because the teacher's sick and I don't want to ask anyone else to drive me to come all the way to wherever I live and drive me to Chinatown. So this means tomorrow I'll probably also have a lot of time. I'll set an alarm and wake up a bit earlier tomorrow morning. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to watch a movie with Leslie, the Chinese girl, Cliff and Justin, and Pepper will be there too. This is probably the first time in LA, in the history of my life in LA, where I have organized something. Like, it's my idea to watch The Last Emperor, and somehow a lot of other people are like actually interested in joining. So, yeah, holy shit. Excited for tomorrow. And yeah, I've also been thinking a little bit about the Japan trip. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. So excited to think about that. But again, I also don't want to think too much about the Japan trip, because if I overthink it and I overplan the whole trip, then it's not going to be fun anymore, you know? Like, how back in Europe 2018, I planned everything. Like, okay, we're going to wake up at 9, and then we're going to have breakfast, and at 11, we're going to have to arrive at the city hall, and then we'll have lunch, and then at 2 p.m., we need to go here, and 4 p.m., we're going to go here. It's boring if it's that way. It's me, when I was in Europe, the views were nice and all that stuff, and the food was good, and I saw and experienced many things, but it didn't feel like an adventure. It just feels like a planned tour. It wasn't fun, you know? So I want an element of adventure, so I'll try to not plan as much. I already planned a lot. Like, my December 21st is gonna be a solo trip for the most part. I'm gonna go to Asakusa, and I've already planned out, like, okay, 8 a.m. Asakusa. That's when there aren't a lot of tourists, very early in the morning. And then I'm gonna eat lunch at the Asakusa Underground, and then I'm gonna go to Akihabara, and then there are a list of anime figurine shops. I already got that list. and I got that list in order, so I know which one to go first, because I'm gonna go to the cheapest one first, because that is top priority. That's a stop. And then I'm gonna go to see Mr. Donut. I'm gonna go to a camera shop, because I'm a huge camera geek now, apparently. And then I'm gonna go home. Like, I already planned it out, but I want to plan less. I really want to. So there's that. But I think me going to Japan and me going back to Hong Kong 1 month isolated from the world of LA is actually kind of a good thing in terms of Pepper. I think it's good to isolate myself from Pepper a little bit, because I get to reevaluate how I feel, you know, about people in general. Like, I get to rethink everything, you know, sort of a jump back to reality. When I went back to Hong Kong over the summer, I didn't really think much about Pepper. In fact, I didn't think about her at all, because at that point, I and her weren't even that close. But after I came back to Hong Kong, round 2, you know, we hung out after Film 32. We had all these, you know, we went to Whittier together. We went to Castaic together. We had so much, not so much, but we had a bit of an adventure here and there, you know. It's just yeah. But I feel like I feel like it is very much true what Potter said, that it is only because of my condition, you know. I'm alone in LA, and there's only one. Okay, there are several Hong Konger girls I know, and it's 3 people. It's Diana, JT, and Pepper. And honestly, all 3 of them aren't, like, great. And Diana, I don't care for her. She's not even a Hong Konger at this point. She's more of a Chinese. JT, definitely not my type. And Pepper is, like, the closest thing. And so, like, my desperate ass just wants to really depend on her just because of this. But it's not anything special. It's just dependence, you know? It's just dependence because of this condition. And I think Potter's right. Like, if Pepper was a classmate of mine back in secondary school, I probably would still rather stick with Pink. I'd rather stick with Natalie. And of course I'd rather stick with Mary, than Pepper. Like, Pepper's not even that special of a person. Unless there's a dark side of Pepper that I've never seen before. That would be very interesting. But I don't think so. I think that's it. I think I've seen most of Pepper's personality already. Like, and I think Pepper's seen most of mine, to be honest. But Pepper does admit that I'm kind of interesting, which is a huge compliment. But yeah, I hope there are still sides of Pepper that I haven't seen. I really do. But for now, I really don't think she's that interesting. And that's kind of sad. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so this is my Amazon packages that I received a couple days ago. Plus Thanksgiving gift from the building. Because why not? This from like a few days ago as well. So we got Thai Lay's chips. That's good. We got a coupon card here. We got a bunch of candies. Let's turn the light on. We got a bunch of candies. We got a letter here. Probably just a Thanksgiving letter thing. I don't know. Even though there already is one right here. We got a bunch of candy down there, which is awesome. And I believe this is a candle. Oh boy. Okay, we can ignore this. We can ignore this. All right, this is the real deal. All right, let's cut this thing open. God damn it! How do I even? Alright, so this is 3 different things in one box, right? So, okay. This is cooking utensils. Silicone cooking utensil set. That's good. Oh, we got the fucking Amazon selection tongs, which are exactly the ones I believe that Cindy threw away. And then the star of the show is the camera bag. Wow, which is a lot larger than I thought it is. Holy crap. I'm gonna put it right. God, I'm running out of space. Where am I gonna put this shit? Let me just put it on top of the luggage. Alright, let's open the yoga mat. Or just the exercise mat. Okay, I don't know what to do with these boxes, by the way. Holy crap. Alright. Let's open this one. Okay, the other side. There we go. Oh, look at this beast. Look at this. Oh boy. Fuck. All right. Just gotta pull this. Oh. Okay. And then tear it off. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Oh god damn. Alright, obviously it's not that big. It's not big enough for me to do push-ups like this way, but I can do it this way horizontally, you know? Or diagonally. It's quite long, actually. Holy crap. Yeah, it's quite long. Well, there you go. All right, time now is 5:58 p.m. Just came back from Ralph's. This shit is $83, I think. $83. Holy fuck. This is so much. It's so much, but I've bought a lot of food that I've never bought before in my life in LA. Okay, so first of all, I bought this before, I'll buy it again. I really like this one, pumpkin pie. Something special here, this is the whole wheat tortilla. I got salmon cedar plank. I got some water thin steak. 13 fucking dollars. 13. Okay, I've never bought this before. Barbecue sauce. And then I got chicken thighs. Alright. You know, it's funny because skinless chicken thighs is even more expensive than this. Oh, and a couple of carrots. Right here, I got Apple Jacks. Right here, I got more alcohol spray. Okay, I've never bought this before, but plain yogurt. Plain yogurt. Okay, I believe that's it. Never bought this before, but I've bought something similar. Cheese Relleno casserole. Got spinach over here. Green beans. Okay. That's right, guys. I am buying bananas. That's 5 bananas right there. Okay, I've never bought this before. Shit, it's upside down. Oh, fuck. Sweet potatoes. I've never bought this before, but avocado. 1 avocado. I've never even cut it before. And I've never bought this before, but protein powder. This is the cheapest one I could find, and it's slim fast, and that's not really my goal here, but it's got protein, so I'm trying it out. Fuck me. Alright, time now is 10:24 p.m. Magic number. Yeah, I just finished dinner and it's kind of bad. It's a New York water thin steak, ravioli with ragu Alfredo sauce, and then spinach salad. Really basic Western food, whatever. I'm not gonna try anything crazy. But yeah, today so far has been a bit productive. Even though I didn't do the main 3 things I want to do every single day so far yet. Uni app, short film, and anthropology homework. I still did a lot of stuff. I filmed an album review. I went to Ralph's. I finished watching House of the Dragon episode 3, and I am half an hour away from finishing Cleo from 5 to 7, and I still need to watch freaking Overheard tonight. Holy shit. I really don't think I have enough time. Also, I'm coughing a lot right now, and I have nosebleed. I had one this morning. I just had one that just did not seem to stop. The blood just kept gushing down. I don't know why. I think the nosebleed is induced by coughing. Like, I coughed so hard, it broke my nose a little bit. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I'm worried for Pepper. So I'm not going to do the Duolingo English test today. I'm going to do it tomorrow, and hopefully I'm in time to receive the results so that I can hand it in on November 30th, which is... I hope I can get the results in time. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm actually really worried for Pepper. I'm worried about her PIQs because it's obvious that they're not well written enough. I'm worried for her Duolingo English test. I know a month ago I taught her some skills, some tips, but I know she wouldn't practice because I wouldn't, if I were her, I would just hang out and eat food and just forget about this Duolingo stuff. But it is important, and I hope Pepper has done some practice. I really do. But yeah, I'm gonna do the Duolingo English test tomorrow. So yeah, this basically means tomorrow I'm not gonna go to the church. I'm gonna wake up a little early to film the couple album reviews. I'm gonna do the test, and then I and Leslie and Cliff right now are discussing when should I go tomorrow. Which is also a bit concerning because Pepper doesn't seem... Okay, that's Cliff. Pepper doesn't seem to be receiving my messages. She seems busy. Fuck, she's hanging out somewhere. She's around a campfire somewhere smoking weed right now. For all I care, I don't know. Uh, like even though I've been doing some thinking. After my conversation with Potter, I really do think that I prioritize my dignity over my desire, if you know what I mean. So, and besides, being friends with girls and then stay being friends with them is something that I'm just really, really good at. And it's fine, it doesn't hurt or anything. But even so, I still care about Pepper. And I feel like, given that I promised Pepper that I'm going to help her with the Duolingo English test, I feel some sort of responsibility. So, God damn it. So hopefully, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully she listens to me. Fuck. Yeah, I spoke with Thomas a bit. I texted him because there's this really weird thing. So yeah, the UC and the CSU application stuff is literally due 4 days later, on November 30th, which is next Wednesday. And I'm still filling in. I've done all my PIQs, which is great, but I'm still filling in my UC application stuff. And one weird thing was, I can't pick UCLA. Turns out, I asked Thomas why, and Thomas immediately texted back nicely, saying, oh, it's because you didn't pick the fall semester. But I fucking did! I picked fall! And then he asked me, okay, did you pick junior transfer or senior transfer? And I'm like, oh, so that's why. So yeah, apparently it has to be junior. And then he just asked me about China and what I think about China right now, where all the rebellions and uprisings are happening, which is great. I mean, I fucking support them with all my heart. It's just such a rare sight that there are so many people in China protesting against the government. I mean, there have been protests in the past, but it's never about the government. It's about fucking Evergrande. It's about mortgages. It's about, student disappearing in Sichuan. But this is about the government. This is the first time since like 1989 since something like this has happened, and it's crazy. And speaking of Thomas, I really don't want to hang out with him, but I don't hate him. I just feel bad for him. He just lacks self-awareness, and he just has no friends, like no real, actual, concrete friends. So I actually feel sorry for him. I feel like he's almost like me back in secondary school, except he's not cowardly and timid and awkward. He's too confident in himself, and he's not self-aware. He doesn't know how to grasp social life. I mean, I've been through it. Okay? But yeah, tomorrow's going to be a very fun day. Going to the Academy Museum with Leslie, Cliff, Justin, Pepper, and Leslie's friend will not come. Apparently Leslie has an Italian friend, and it would be so funny if we watched The Last Emperor, which is an Italian film made in China, and then we have two film majors, one from China, one from Italy, watching the film together. That would be really funny. But even so, tomorrow is going to be awesome. And yeah, not much else. I'm going to try to eat a bunch of food. Hopefully my coughing goes away. And hopefully I have enough time to finish doing everything. My ethnographic report, my American Express card payment stuff that I have to check to make sure I'm not being scammed or anything. I'm not being hacked or anything. And yeah.